Having trouble with your garage door? Problem solved. Call Direct Service Overhead Garage Door Company. We're your go-to team for garage door repair, new garage doors, openers, and more. We offer same-day service. We're always ready when you need us. Best of all, you can book your appointment online or talk to a live operator 24/7. No machines, no waiting. So whether it's a broken spring or a brand new garage door, trust the local experts at Direct Service Garage Doors. Call us today or visit directserviceoverhead.com.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Lights. Hope you guys are all doing swell. Hope your weekend was fantastic. It had to have been great. The Razorbacks got a big dub, and huge game. Arkansas gets the dub away from Bud Walton Arena, which matters so damn much to win away from Fayetteville, even though it was just a neutral floor victory. It still counts. Count it. It's awesome. So make sure you guys, as you're piling in here, like, share, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you have the notification bell clicked, and check out Patreon and the links provided for you after the show. Tim, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Sometimes I think those neutral court victories are more important than even on the away floor. I mean, the away makes it matters for conference. But those neutral floors, that's where the tournament's played. It's not played on anybody's home floor. So if you can learn to win on neutral floors, I think it's great.
That's true, because that's where you play them in March. That's if you're getting into the dance.
I feel like that has to be the reason why we're scheduling so many neutral floors lately.
You're seeing them more often. Maybe I just never noticed. Everyone. Musk did it, obviously, with the Maui and all that, with the tournaments and everything. And then, it seems like that's become a thing the last several years. And I get it, and I'm all here for it, man, especially when you get some revenge against those Red Raiders who knocked you out of the tournament last year.
Yeah.
All right. Again, make sure you guys share, because sharing is caring on social media. That's Twitter, Facebook. Hey, if you've got, I don't know, maybe you're Gam. She's a diehard Hog fan, and she wants some input on the Razorbacks, and she wants, someone else's thought and opinion. Maybe she listens to another show, but she wants someone else. Send her this link. Send her this YouTube link. And this, these two knuckleheads on the screen, they'll help guide her. We'll help guide her into her furthering her Arkansas knowledge. My poor ears. What's that about? No, you didn't like. I think he's complained about that before, and it's like, dude, just turn your phone down. You know that intro is going to be loud. I don't have any power over the intro right now.
Yeah, we didn't create it. Travis.
Yeah, and I have on this end. I can't. There's no option for me to turn that volume down. Whooping. So what's up, Chris Meadows? How you doing, man? Leave Gam out of there.
Nice.
She's a diehard Hog fan. She needs to know the Tusk Talk with Ty is where it's at, baby. That's where it's at. All right. Well, first off, we're gonna start with this. Enough is enough. Damn it. Arkansas is just not getting any love. And it's getting a little absurd here. They did move up in the AP. And again, we're talking about Arkansas hoops here. We're talking about the Razorback basketball team. 14th in the country. They did move up quite a bit.
3 spots is quite a bit.
Wait, was it 3? Oh, that's right. They were 17th. That's right. I had it in my head they were 21st. Okay, then it's still okay. Then the AP's doing it too.
Yeah, 3 spots is not very far. The thing that bothers me though, because I sent this to you. Do you have it to put on the screen?
What's that? Which one?
The the actual poll.
Is it the no, I don't.
Okay. Well, the thing that bothered me is Louisville's still way up there. They're still 4 or 5 spots ahead of us, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in control of that Louisville game start to finish. We never trailed. They made some pushes, but they never even tied it back up. So I don't understand why Louisville gets to keep their spot. Our 2 losses are to Duke, who's number 3 now, and Michigan State, who's number 7, I think.
Yeah.
And somehow we're 14th despite manhandling Louisville and putting a great performance up against Texas Tech, who felt like they should.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Texas Tech was about the only one that I saw that looked like they were given their just treatment. Well, maybe Kentucky. Kentucky fell out. And
I'm not saying we should be like top 5. I agree with pretty much their top 5.
Yeah.
Arizona, Duke. I don't have it.
Right here. Here it is.
There we go. Arizona, Michigan, Duke. All of that looks pretty good to me.
Mm-hmm. Michigan State's a little low. I really feel like they ought to be somewhere in the like top 5, top.
Well, I think they fell out because they lost recently. That's the only reason they're not.
Well, they lost to Duke, but I mean, it's Duke. Like, I don't know. Like they had climbed up because preseason Michigan State was like 24th.
24th, yeah.
And they moved all the way up. They kept moving and moving. They beat us. They were, they went on a little win streak there, and they moved up to like 11th, I think, or 12th. I don't know what they were last week, but to me, I'm going to excuse a Duke loss right now. I'm going to excuse an Arizona loss, Michigan, all those teams you see on there. I think the only team that I've got questions about in that top 10, I don't know about Baylor. I'm not saying they're not ballers, okay? Don't come at me.
You mean BYU?
BYU. I do that every damn time.
Honestly, we should be between Michigan State and Duke.
Yeah. North Carolina does not belong in front of Arkansas. Vanderbilt does not belong in front of Arkansas.
Vanderbilt hasn't played anybody but the College of the Blind and underwater basket weaving. So.
According to net rankings, they are 2-0 against Quad 1. And I'm going to double check that, but I'm
Quad 1 is your grandmother's school of the mimes, maybe
St. Mary's, and I don't know who the other one would have been. St. Mary's was a good win for them, and they won at UCF. I'll give them that. But like, I'm sorry, man. They
top 25.
The rest of their I'm not saying that Vanderbilt, like Vanderbilt's getting more of the benefit of the doubt here than Arkansas is, and it just speaks to this like. They had an influx in cash at Vanderbilt the last couple of years. Obviously, their football program is skyrocketing. Their basketball program is off to a great start. And I'm not saying Vanderbilt. They travel to Fayetteville in when is that? February, I think. That might be a pretty damn good game. No way. It's last week of January. See, I know they play. Is that Kentucky, January 31st?
I've got the schedule.
I don't have it in front of me, but. So that might be a pretty good game. Vanderbilt's pretty damn good. They got a little point guard that's quite the badass. Okay, the Vanderbilt. I've watched them a little bit. They are good, but they don't belong in front of Arkansas, and neither does North Carolina or Louisville. I would take 11th. I'd be fine with that. But it's just, and it's not even here. It's not just here. It's the Torvik, which I get. Some of these are different in how they are, but the Arkansas, and this is thanks to JC Hoops. This is Jackson Collier on Twitter. Maybe I can share that screen. Jackson Collier had tweeted, he was talking about where the projected record is by each site. Torvik has Arkansas at 21-10 with 11-7 conference record. Team rankings is 21-10 with 11-7 record. KenPom is at 20-11. I'm actually surprised they've even got us at 20 on KenPom. 10-8 in conference. ESPN has Arkansas finishing 500 in conference play at 9-9 and 19-12 overall record.
That's just silly.
I don't know. Like I said on the thumbnail, enough is enough, man. Why are you not giving this team the benefit of the doubt right now? Like they are on a clear upwards trajectory, and it is a loaded roster with depth, with size. It's an inside-outside team. They are doing something different than what they did last year, which is they're not getting out. Well, of course, we got to wait for conference play, but they're not off to a slow start. They're healthy, and yeah, they've got a little bit of size, electric guards, arguably the two best side-by-side freshmen in the country. And it's like people are just now kind of like, yeah, I guess Arkansas is okay. And oh, by the way, Cal obviously got his groove back. I mean,
we're rebounding. You didn't even say that. We're rebounding.
Yeah,
Last year we were out rebounded by double digits multiple games.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. They're rebounding a lot better. The rebounding is pretty solid. I don't know what the national rank was. I think they're at like 37 boards a game, I think, which is pretty good. I'd love for them to get like north of 42, 43 in that category, get up there with some of the big dogs like the Floridas. I think Florida's actually averaging like 46 boards a game. It's absurd, but
39.
We're at Arkansas's 39. Mm-hmm. That's not terrible. Yeah, that's good. And they're out rebounding people. I think they've out rebounded like 3 of their last 4 opponents. Mm-hmm. So might even be better than that. I'm not sure. Hey, as you guys are hopping in here, make sure you like, share, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. We're talking a little bit Arkansas basketball. We are going to talk football. We've accidentally left one of the topic banners up earlier, but we are going to talk. We're going to talk some football. So don't go anywhere. I know a lot of you are here for football and a little basketball, but by God, I don't know how you don't talk about the Hog. I don't know how you don't talk more about Arkansas basketball. But we moved up a lot in in rebounds the last couple of games. Yeah, they've moved up a lot. That's true.
We've done a lot better job on the offensive boards in particular versus last year. It seemed like we couldn't get one last year.
Oh my God, it was so bad. The offensive rebounding was terrible last year. They are getting better.
If we ever get Pringle untracked, that'll go a long way for that too. Because he's not really doing much.
You know, Florida's averaging 17 offensive rebounds per game right now. I'm just now looking at that. That is, jeez. That's a lot. That's kind of how they built that team. They've got bigger questions. They've got questions, you know, what's going on with their guard play. A lot there left to be desired. Yeah, and let's see. Don't talk football, says David. Well, I mean, we get in trouble by people when we talk basketball, and then we get in trouble by people when we start talking football because they only want to talk about Cal and what's going the positives with the university, which is all with basketball, and then some people just want to talk Silverfield and all that. But yeah, look, ESPN and their matchup predictor is hot flaming garbage, and it just sucks, man. It sucks. Like, again, back to what I said earlier, and I realize this is like a computer analytical thing. Arkansas is obviously on an upwards. They're trending upwards. And we already mentioned all the things that they have. They are the most, as far as I could tell, and I love that everyone's talking about it, they're like the most well-built team inside and out. Why are they still, you know, I mean, their 2 losses are to 2, you know,
top 10s
who right now are looked at as Elite 8, Final 4 for sures, you know? That's your only 2 losses, and you went toe-to-toe with these guys in East Lansing, at Michigan State, and you went toe-to-toe with Duke, leading them twice, once in each half by a almost double-digit margin. So I don't know. This is what I can't get off my mind. If you take all this entire roster, coaching staff, Coach Cal, put this team in an Alabama jersey, Kentucky jersey, Florida jersey, Texas. Well, maybe not Texas as much, but you know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas jersey, they'd probably be a top 8, top 6 team in the country. They wouldn't have these deficits, or they wouldn't have these you know, the matchup predictors that have them, you know, not even finishing above 5, right at 500. You wouldn't have that. And I'm telling you, man, there's just I do believe there is a bias against Arkansas. It's not full on tinfoil hat. Like I think, you know, it's a mass conspiracy. Everyone hates Arkansas. I just think it's a respect thing. They just do not give you the benefit of the doubt. And the craziest thing is they've earned it. They've earned it. I mean, Muss turned this thing around despite one bad year, his last year here, and then Cal gets them to a Sweet 16. They have earned that that big dog status. They've earned it. I mean, twice they were damn near a Final Four team. 3 straight Sweet 16s. Like, they have earned that right to be like, okay, no, this is Arkansas. Like, okay, because everyone does it. And I realize, again, some of those that we mentioned are data driven. I get that. It's not all, but it kind of burns you up a little bit because you think about it. How do you get into the NCAA tournament, and what decides your fate as far as seeding? It's people. It's humans.
Yeah.
Net ranking matters, sure. But so that's why these big dogs, and a lot of people listen. I listened to a guy absolutely bash the NCAA tournament earlier today. He was like, it's just it feels like a rigged system. And I mean, I think he's right. And it can hurt you. Whereas if you're a Kentucky or a Duke, you're going to always, and rightfully so, right? I mean, at least with Duke, maybe not Kentucky this year, but you're just going to be given more weight. And I think enough is enough, man. Give Arkansas their due. And I'm not even look, I'm not mad at those other teams. Again, I think a lot of them have earned it. Louisville's turned it around lately. Auburn, up until Bruce Pearl left, they turned Auburn around. Texas Tech, Michigan State. Well, Michigan State's always been good for the most part with Izzo, but I get it. But it's just like, okay, now it feels like Arkansas belongs in that group where no, these guys they're legit. And I will say too, Field of 68, who I listened to, they're giving Arkansas, they're all buying in. They're like, no, these guys will probably win the SEC, or that's who we're leaning towards. Southeastern 16 here on YouTube. I've had Blake Lovell on this show multiple times. They're coming around. I think they're about to make their picks for the SEC, unless they already have. I think they readjust them every once in a while. They do their own power poll, and I think they had Arkansas number 1 in their latest. But yeah, I think a lot of this is media driven, and it's just, I don't know. It's time. I think people need to realize this may not be Nolan Richardson era, but they certainly seem like, Tim, it certainly seems like Arkansas is headed towards, the promised land.
Yeah, I mean, in a very different way from Nolan's championship team, this team is loaded. It's not a Corliss Williamson, gosh. It was Corliss, Dwight Stewart, who was the tall guy, who was the big guy? Robinson.
You had Robinson, Sky Thurman.
Lee Wilson. We don't have that kind of size. Those guys were big and thick. Mm-hmm. But we've got shooters, we've got scorers, we've got defenders, we've got lockdown defenders, which we haven't had great lockdown defenders in years. This team is built to go somewhere. So,
and here's the other thing. If some of these polls are right, let's say ESPN, who has you at 9-9. Okay, the SEC, I don't know that I buy the SEC's as terrible. As some people are saying, they got a lot of teams in the tournament last year. I don't know that they get 8 or 7 or 6 in this year. I have no clue. It changes year to year now because of the portal. But if you do that, if you go 9-9, depending on what you do with Houston and how you handle these last, of course, it's just wins and losses, not necessarily how you win or lose them, but it's just the wins that matter in the net ranking. They don't care about how much. If you went out here, but you go 9-9 in conference play, is that going to be enough to get you in the tournament?
19 wins. I think you're going to have to win something in the SEC tournament.
You're going to have to do damage in the SEC tournament, and usually by then it's already decided. We've talked about A&M all the time when they were they went on that run. I don't remember what they finished the regular season out at, but they were I think it was a very similar situation. They had 19 wins and they went into the tournament and they went all the way to the SEC championship and they still got left out. Now it's different from then till now. It's way different. The SEC is in a much better place than it was then. But that was during its rise. That's when all of a sudden people were starting to notice the SEC. In terms of basketball. But yeah, you're right. They probably are. Hell, you might have to win the damn thing. I don't know.
19 wins. Yeah. It's just hard for me to think we're only going to get 19 wins on the season.
Yeah. Well,
I just don't think that's a realistic finish. I don't know where ESPN's coming up with that.
Again, it's that, I guess, is that silly ass matchup predictor. So if you win, you're 8-2 right now, and if you win the next 3, that puts you at 11.
So it'd be 20 if you beat Houston.
So Houston, yeah, because Houston is not, you're not favored in Houston. I'm going to tell you something. We're going to talk about that game on Wednesday. That's gonna be a son of a bitch. Houston's gonna be tough, man. It's just the matchup, and we know
they look very similar to us from what I've seen. Very similar scoring, rebounding. So, I mean, our stats are almost the same. They have better opponent points per game, but they haven't played anybody really.
Yeah, that is the one. Like, I think that win against Auburn at the time was a little overhyped.
Yeah.
And that was a close win. I caught some of that game. That was a close win. That was a good back and forth. In fact, I kind of left that going, shit, Auburn might be pretty good.
You take Auburn off their schedule, and you take Tennessee, which they lost.
They lost, yeah.
Off their schedule, and they don't have anybody significant that they've.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know that I really buy into the. I don't know that I buy into the Houston hype completely. I'm not saying they'll be easy, but when I look at the matchup predictor saying we have a 21% chance of winning, I don't think that's right.
Well, that's higher than what they were giving us for all these other ones. Like I think they had Tech at one point favored at like 75 or 80% or maybe it was higher. It was insane.
But I'm saying, I think this is probably closer to 55-45, and I'm not even sure which side that's on.
Yeah,
Arkansas maybe the 55.
So if they and I think Tennessee moved the on the matchup predictor, I think it moved. We were looking at that. Maybe that was the last show we were looking at.
Okay, yeah, we did. It was the post game the other day.
Yeah,
we're actually favored in the Tennessee game.
51%. So that did change. So I guess that prediction that we read out earlier from ESPN was obviously including the Tennessee game. So, but I mean, again, the you do take this with a grain of salt. And I already know we're going to get those comments like, who cares what I get it, but it is still fun to poke and prod at, and then, but also it comes from we all know these are people who have a low opinion of Arkansas, and apparently the AI, computer, PCU, CPUs, whatever, nobody likes us. Well, we get it, but that's the point. Like, that needs to be changed. People need to start respecting Arkansas.
I mean, to a degree, I agree with that. Yeah, we want the respect. At the same time, if this gives our guys something to play for, if we have to play as the underdog through the conference schedule, I'm not necessarily against that.
So they need to put the matchup predictor percentage up on their locker.
Put it on the locker. Put it on the scoreboard before the game during the warm-ups. This is what ESPN thinks of you.
There it is. This is what ESPN thinks of you. This is what everyone thinks of you. They don't think. Again, I'm surprised that the Torvik, I think I called it Targoff earlier. The Torvik, I was a little surprised they had it at 21. I was surprised KenPom had us at 10-8.
I am too. They usually hate us.
They usually do hate Arkansas. They do. So yeah. So I'm not like mad. Again, I'm not mad at any of this. I'm not like, how dare they? But I would going back to this AP top 25, you cannot tell me there are 13 teams, when these 13 teams that you see in front of you can't tell me they're all better than Arkansas. They don't belong there. I'm sorry. Vanderbilt, like Tim said, who have you actually beaten that's worth a shit? That's actually got good talent on that roster with a great coaching staff. Who have they beaten that's actually like, oh hell, nobody. Okay.
Yeah,
I know there's going to be some name thrown out there later. Oh, well, you're forgetting about so-and-so. I don't give a shit. Vanderbilt hasn't played anybody outside of a couple okay teams. Arkansas has played a gauntlet, and it's not over. They still got to go through. They still got to go through Houston. By the way, unless Houston were to wipe Arkansas off the map, walk in there and lose by 25, 30 points, if they still lose this game by a few points, I'm not going to change my mind about this. Like I do think Houston's good. I think they are probably probably worst case. I mean, matchups matter in March, but it's in terms of caliber of play, they look to me like an Elite Eight, Sweet 16 kind of team, somewhere in there. I think it's going to be a tough game. Again, we'll give you our predictions on that one on Wednesday, but I don't know if you'll be here or not. Might be another solo show on Wednesday. I don't know. I do have 2 sick kiddos at home this week, so I don't know. We may even have to move the show because we got some stuff going on. But yeah, I just don't know that I buy that there are these 13 teams, that all of them are better than Arkansas.
I will say, to North Carolina's credit, they played and beat Kansas when they were ranked 19th, and Kansas is ranked higher now. They beat Kentucky when Kentucky was ranked. But they got blown out by Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State torched them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah. Yeah, it was in yeah. Trying to keep up with Michigan State a little bit. Like, they're still that same dog. They're just brutal. I mean, they're physical. They are, I think, in terms of that, they are the best in the Big Ten at what they do.
Yeah. But I just say that to say at least North Carolina has tested themselves against ranked teams.
I'll give them that. But I still just think Arkansas's I think they deserve to be higher. I think Carolina does have pretty good net scores, if I remember right. I think they have 3 wins against Quad 1.
I think that's right.
You got to go through. Let's see here. Let's see. North Carolina. Oh my goodness. So Arkansas right now on the net is 18th. They actually moved up since the last time I looked at this. They're 2-2 against Quad 1. And then North Carolina, maybe I need glasses. There's no way they're outside the top 20. They are 20th in the net. So they're 2-1 versus Quad 1. They have as many Quad 1 wins as we do. So again, I don't know, man. I just feel like Arkansas should be ahead. I feel vindicated or whatever. The net ranking says so. Yeah, they got Arkansas 2 spots ahead of them. So
when we finish this week, I think that's going to say a lot for the rest of the season.
Well, after Saturday, yeah,
after Saturday, you beat Queens on Tuesday. I don't think there's any question. After Houston, there's a lot of head-to-heads that you can go back and look at for the non-con, and get a good feel of how we're going to do.
Yeah, like I said, if I think now, no matter, as long as you win your other 2 non-cons, and then you get by, or maybe you lose a close one. Let's just say Houston, for the sake of the argument. Let's just say Houston wins by 8 or 9 points. I think Arkansas will absolutely still be picked to win the SEC. I think they'll be picked to win the regular season, which, hey, look, I picked Kentucky to win the regular season, but nobody saw them falling like that. By the way, they just beat Indiana. They're on a 2-game. They're going to start a streak here.
Trash. Don't give them any.
Yeah, Indiana's. I don't know about trash. They're just not.
Indiana's not Indiana. Indiana turned into a football school. They're basketball team.
They are a football school now. That is fair. They're better than like a lot of teams. Who would have thought they would be that, right? It feels like there's some people turning over in their grave up there, but. Yeah, I don't know. But if Arkansas could find a way, if they beat Houston, I think it's going to be overwhelming. You're going to hear all the Final Four talk, and fair enough. But yeah, I Kentucky not as obviously as good as we thought as I thought they were going to be. I know they're, again, for the 4 Kentucky people that listen to this, like, yeah, I get it. You have injuries, we know, but they just I don't know, man.
This year,
they're so bad. I shouldn't say they're so bad. They haven't lived up to any of the expectations. That roster, my God, like, it's just like he built a house of cards, but they're all, they're really good cards. They're really good players, but it just feels like I don't know. Like I know they're struggling.
I'm just glad to not be in their shoes. They're going to come out of non-conference scheduling with 5 losses. They're going to come out of non-con with 5 losses.
They are.
And then go into the conference schedule.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Don't want any part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So right now, the SEC, Vanderbilt is 10-0. Georgia's 9-1. LSU's 9-1. Missouri's 10-2. I would not. Missouri's going to get knocked. They're going to get their, I don't want to say it, but they're going to get something knocked in the dirt. Arkansas's 8-2, who I believe now is the most well-built team. Number one, I would probably put Vanderbilt at 2.
Vanderbilt's signature win is UCF.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty damn good. I mean
they let Central Arkansas put 72 points on them.
Well, I mean that's not terrible. I mean, if you had said they let them put 90, 88, 90 on them, I'd probably be concerned, but
they only scored 83.
I don't know, man. I think they're pretty well built. Like they've got a little bit of money. They're doing pretty well. They're one of the highest scoring teams in the country. I think they're top 10. They're scoring like an average of close to like they've already scored 100 plus in like 6 games or something. It's crazy. They do play at Memphis. Memphis is garbage this year. At Wake, they don't play anybody really like good. Maybe you can argue going to Wake Forest might be tough for them. I don't know. I think they're like 8 or 9 wins on the year, but I don't know a ton about Wake Forest. But I think Vanderbilt is. I'm fine with saying they're probably number 2, with maybe like, man, I don't know, behind them. It's definitely not LSU. No. Maybe it's Bama, I guess, but then it's kind of like whatever. The SEC is
putting again early. Vanderbilt has no defense.
Yeah,
they are overhyped with no defense.
I'm not saying they're going to win a title, Tim. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just saying I'm not sure they're number 2.
They're number 2 on mine. They're number 2 on mine, man.
I don't think it's going to hold up.
We'll see. I'm telling you, like I think you're looking at them as the old Vandy with the old Vandy optics, and I don't think that's what we do anymore with Vanderbilt.
They're allowing 70 something points a game without playing anybody.
Yeah, I mean, how much of those are garbage points? I mean,
they're not winning by big enough for it to be garbage.
Arkansas's giving up 73 points allowed.
Yeah.
And Michigan State is not an offensive powerhouse, by the way.
This is just a for instance. Central Arkansas, 83-72. Arkansas beat Central Arkansas 93-56.
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina beat Central Arkansas 94-54. Vanderbilt beats them 83-72.
Okay.
I mean,
you're not going to take
the 3 power schools that they played. And actually, UALR they played also, and UALR scored 85-47. Vanderbilt, out of 4 schools that are big, they're the only one that allowed Central Arkansas over 56 points.
Peep that St. Mary's game. They beat the shit out of St. Mary's. 96-71. They beat the hell out of them.
Okay.
I mean, you're going to throw scores out there. I could do the same thing. I don't think it matters. I think when the dust settles, I don't know that they're going to be a top 3 SEC team or not. I'm saying right now for a power poll, I would put them at number 2. Yeah. That could change once we get into SEC play. I'm not saying they're going to finish as a, 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. I'm just saying for right now, I would put them at number 2 on a power poll. I also don't think they belong in front of Arkansas in the rankings. I've already said as much.
No, I know they do not belong in front of Arkansas.
I think they are a legit top 25 team right now. They're certainly playing that way. It's a pretty exciting offense to watch them play a little bit. Like I haven't watched them a ton. I mean, they've got some ballers. Vanderbilt's. I think they're better than what a lot of people think. But again, I'd be shocked if they finished. If they finished like first in the SEC, I'd be shocked. But I think right now they're playing at a pretty high caliber. How about player? Did you guys see this? The player scuffle. This was interesting. After the game, after Arkansas Texas Tech, we had this happen. What, Brazil? They're saying Texas Tech started this.
Yeah,
that's what I've read. I want to rewind this. Did Brazil? Yeah, there it was. Nice. Really quick.
I heard he also did L's down or guns down.
Oh, the guns down.
I think he did.
Oh no. Oh no! How dare he? What a that
All
little
these
quick.
sensitive little kids in college.
The question I have about this is okay. Maybe Texas Tech did start it. I don't know. Listen, Arkansas's already had a DQ. Billy Richmond got hit with a disqualification a couple of weeks ago, or however long ago that was. Is this going to be like an ongoing theme with this team? And is that something that you're concerned about?
I'm only concerned about it when it happens in the game. Brazil did this at Michigan State too, when he hit the kid with the towel walking off the floor.
He did do that.
And then this after the game, this doesn't bother me. I want us to have a chip on our shoulder. I want us to go in there with a chip on our shoulder. What I don't like is Billy Richmond doing stuff in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Like, don't get technical fouls and give up points. That's dumb. But if you guys want a little scuffle after the game for the sake of respect and stuff, I don't care. I want them to have a little bit of an attitude and have a little sense of pride. I have no problem with that at all. Give them a little sense of pride.
I'm good with it, but like I said, we've already seen one DQ. Unfortunately, we haven't had. There's been
a game.
Yeah, well, right.
He shoulder checked the guy in the game for no reason.
And it's why I'm bringing it up, because you had mentioned this before about that, with Billy Richmond having those immature moments. And we've seen Brazil get pretty testy, even though he has a smile on his face. That little maneuver he did with the official was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
He hands him the ball with a smile on his face and walks by and immediately is like, you bastard.
Give him the side eye.
I mean, it was pretty great. But like that's fine. And a little bit of chirping is fine. Anybody who's watched me long enough, they know I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
But like when it gets to, I'm just saying, like when you whip a towel at a fan, and when you are getting into scuffles after the game, like some of that, I do worry that could bleed onto the floor a little bit. I don't know Cal's reputation at Kentucky as far as letting his teams get out of hand. I don't think he has a reputation for that. I know he's been ejected. He got ejected inside Bud Walton Arena.
How far back do you go, Ty?
What do you mean?
Arkansas basketball. How far back do you go? What do you
Todd Day.
Okay.
Mayberry, Oliver Miller.
Todd Day. First game in Rep Arena. Flipped off the crowd on the way out.
I don't remember that.
It goes all the way back to Rupp Arena. Todd Day, first time he played on that floor, flipped off the crowd on the way out.
Wow.
So I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I again, my only concern is that like Nolan's teams, I know they were physical and they were fast and up and down the floor. I remember watching that as a kid thinking that was normal basketball. Because that's what I watched, that or when the Celtics were on TNT. Like, that's about all I watched. But I thought that brand of ball was college basketball. But I don't ever remember them, I don't remember the flipping off, but I know back then they actually tried to hide that behavior, and now it's like you can't hide it. It's impossible. You just have to embrace it as long as it doesn't get too, as long as you don't carry it onto the floor and get ejected. But again, the only concern is that like, Brazil, who's a super, he's been around for a while. Richmond, you kind of understand, you could understand the freshmen coming in and having some immature moments, and they haven't, like Malik and Acuff. Like, it's not an issue with them.
So well, yeah.
I just hope that this doesn't turn into something where it's like, oh, well, here we go, silly, flagrant 1 or flagrant 2 foul, or here's a DQ. Here's, I just hope it doesn't turn into something where you're the bad boy. Like, it's like the Bad Boys, Detroit in the early 90s when they were taking over from the Celtics, when the Celtics were wearing out, and then they came in and took over, and then it was Chicago after that. And you know what? They had that they were dirty, and I'm not saying Arkansas is dirty, but they were getting guys ejected. They had that reputation. I hope it just doesn't kind of turn into that a little, because we know how the media can turn things into, they can blow things up more than they are. Musselman's teams were at more of a risk, I think, than this team is of turning into that. But it is something I think worth keeping an eye on. Kind of like when I started talking about Silverfield over promising and under delivering, I had people telling me that I might be like, that's a little reactional. And now that's all I get in my text messages. Now that's what I'm reading in Discord. Now that's what I'm, what group chats are talking about. Like, I'm just saying, there's little things you got to watch out for, and you don't want them to pour over into being something that they shouldn't be. And also, the media doesn't need to make a mountain out of a molehill, but they will if they think it's enough, and then that's what you'll start hearing on Chuck and Bo in the morning, people calling in asking about that and talking about it. So I don't think it will. I think they'll do fine. I think they'll correct this. I feel
like Cal got it under control on the in-game stuff. I really don't have a problem with the post-game. If there's a little bit of a scuffle, if it doesn't turn into an all-out brawl that shows up on ESPN with Ron Artest running up in the
running into the
fans, fighting the fans. If it doesn't turn into that, I really don't care if they have a little bit of a scuffle.
Yeah.
That's fine, because you should have some pride. You need something to play for. And if you don't have pride in your team, then what are we playing for? So I'm okay with that. But Richmond on the floor, it seems like Cal got a hold of him and just said, hey, don't cost us games.
Yeah.
Don't cost us games. If you scuffle at the end, it's not like Brazil got in trouble for the towel. The towel looked so nonchalant. Like, it didn't even look like he was actually trying to hit that fan, but he was. He was. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's how that doesn't bother me. And it's not like he's going to be suspended for half a game for that. So
I thought for a second he might. I thought for a second, the way Twitter was kind of reacting to it, oh shit, he's about to get hit with someone's going to make Cal, I don't know, suspend him for a couple of games or something. Like, you just never know. And then it just kind of vanished. But yeah, that's the only reason why I bring it up, because we have seen some of that already. We've already had a disqualification. We've already had that moment with the fans where I don't think you should ever be. I don't care if you're whipping a towel or what. If you're going to mouth off at them, okay, that's fine. You flip them the number one, let them know they're number one. That's fine. But if you're, physically, because then what could happen is what happened. Because that was in a student section, by the way, when he did that. Or there were students over there. I don't know if that was a student section. That could have gotten ugly if those kids were rowdy enough and ballsy enough, maybe had a few brews in them. Who knows what that could have turned into? Then it is a problem. Then we are talking about suspensions and how some of these guys are getting in trouble. But yeah, I don't think Cal's going to let it get out of hand. I think they're fine. I think it's just something. Let's kind of keep an eye on it, and if it keeps going, then obviously we'll talk about it here. But it is. But here's the other side of that, and I agree with you 10,000%. That is the common theme when we talk about college players. They're only here for the money. And when you see them get rowdy and get a little passionate, okay, it runs with the fans and it runs with the players every once in a while. Mm-hmm. It's good that you've got a roster full of millionaires here that they're still pretty excited about being a Razorback and getting passionate about the game that they love so much, more so than just the money. I mean, I'm kidding. They're not all millionaires, but a little hyperbole there. But it's good to see that. I'm glad that they're showing some passion, because I all since day one doing this channel, I've been very vocal about I don't mind some shit talking. I mean, I had chat firing back at me like, no, we're classier than that. No, the hell we are not.
You're not. Have you gone back and looked at some of the Malik Thomas high school videos that are out?
Oh my God, yeah.
He's the best trash talker.
He shit talks like crazy.
I love it.
It was great to watch.
He's doing that on the court. You can't really hear him on the court now, but I hope he is. Because in high school, he was great.
Oh man, yeah, those are fun to watch. He just shit talks so much. I remember watching those going, if he does that at the next level, he better be able to back it up, because they're gonna body him if he can't back it up.
Yeah.
We'll be all right, says Patrick. Yeah, no, I'm not saying they're not going to. Again, I'm just saying keep an eye on it, Patrick. We'll be all right. Stop being scary.
Scary.
Am I being scary, Brim?
Brim. I heard on Twitter that Brim is going to try to make an appearance at the Houston game.
Oh, yeah?
Good luck, Brim.
Dude, Brim lives up.
Good luck, Charm Brim.
He lives up in like the Northeast, I think, if I remember right. That's a hell of a trip, dude.
It's in New Jersey.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, here's the comment. Yeah, you're a fake 4-star. I got 5.
Was that he was like, he also said something like you couldn't even get an offer from the schools I got offers from.
Oh man, I love it. I'm here for it, man. I love it. Try tickets already bought. Oh, he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brim says Leak focusing on getting better more than trash talk. Yeah, I think he is. I think so. I think that's the case.
But he's still fun to watch when he trash. I don't expect him not to focus on getting better.
Yeah.
Let him talk all he wants to.
Yeah, let him, because he can back it up. There's no doubt that dude could back it. He looks so good. Did you guys catch this on Twitter? Pizza Hut knows ball. And
yeah, I was gonna say, everybody go out Tuesday night for the Queens game. Order your Pizza Hut pizza. Even if you haven't had Pizza Hut in 10 years, order your Pizza Hut pizza. Tell them why, Ty.
That's right here. Right here. Boom. So the AP top 25, they agree with us, Tim.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut agrees with us. What's Arkansas doing that low? Pinto says Pizza Hut a ball knower. Like the most random thing. I mean, I realize for marketing purposes they're going to reply to some of these, but this just felt like, no, we can't let this disrespect. We can't let this continue on. This is great.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I went in there and said the Arkansas is going to be that low till Pizza Hut gives us an NIL deal.
That's right.
Start in on the NIL.
Zachary Hall, Pizza Hut knows ball. Ben Brandon says no one pizzas like the Hut. This is pretty good stuff. Yeah, there's quite a few really good responses. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and order some Pizza Hut tomorrow night, by God. Good for them. They know ball. Hey, for everyone coming in here, make sure you like, share. We do have a post live XP question, and it's just simple. It's real easy. Since we don't have a prediction for the Queens game tomorrow, just give me your prediction. Give me your prediction for Arkansas and Queens. Does Arkansas break their average score? I think it's 89 points a game. Is that right, Arkansas?
Yeah.
88, 89. Maybe they how many rebounds? What's the over-under on like 45 plus boards or so? What's the over-under there? You just tell me. But tell me your score. I mean, obviously, I think the vast majority of people are going to pick Arkansas, but give me some more details. But that's how you're going to get XP. That's going to be good for – we're doing that for a whopping 2,000 XP, okay, for people in Discord. So you can just give me the score too. I don't care. Give me the score. All right, football staff is again, we got some more updates here. They continue to assemble, and right now, so we know Tim Cramsey's going to coach he's going to be the assistant head coach / OC. Clint Trickett has been one of the new names. He's going to come in and coach the quarterbacks. He's got an interesting background. Larry Smith's going to be the co-OC / wide receivers coach. David Johnson, running back coach. Probably my biggest question mark is the offensive line hires. I hope that works out with the two. It's just so strange to have three coaches that coach around the tackles to the tight end. I know it's not unheard of, it's not super common to have three guys that are going to coach. You got two guys that coach the offensive line, then you're going to retain Morgan Turner to coach the tight ends. So you got three guys there basically on the line of scrimmage coaching. I don't know what to make of Myers and Johnson. Honestly, if I had to question some of it, I know there's some background there, and I'm going to get, someone's going to correct me as they sometimes do. I don't know, man. I still think they should have just kept Mateos. But I get why there might have been a scheme thing as well. I don't know. Ron Roberts is going to coach the inside linebackers / of course, the defense coordinator. TJ Rushing, the cornerbacks coach. And then CJ Wilford, a young up-and-coming possible future defensive coordinator. This guy's got all kinds of buzz around him. He's going to coach the safeties. Darren Wilson is back to coach the secondary. Had one really good year and then one not so good year. And then Chad Lunsford's going to coach special teams. Noah Franklin's going to be strength conditioning. And then Scott Jasper is going to be the general manager. So those are the updates. We're waiting on the defensive line, and I think they're going to try and hire an outside linebacker coach. I mean, that's what everyone does that. Ron Roberts had an OLB coach at Florida. A really good one, actually. So maybe they can tag him. But I think they're going to try and, because he is specific, from what I understand, Ron Roberts is specific to the inside linebackers / defense, or well, it's the other way around, defense coordinator / inside linebackers coach. So someone's got to coach the OLBs. So depending on, what they're doing scheme wise. So yeah, that's what you have for your assistants here. I ask it every week when they add someone or who we believe they're adding. Tim, is there anything about those names? Any concerns?
Nothing new from last week as far as I looked up some of the stats and things from the hires that had been as of last Monday. There's nothing new for me. I am not jumping up and down crazy about it, but they look like very solid hires. I know that he promised a staff that was going to blow our minds. I think that's a little bit of a overpromise, underdeliver, but at the same time, it does seem like when you look at the numbers behind the guys that there are some really promising stats there that you can get excited about, or at least have hope for excitement.
Well, it's part of that we'll talk ourselves into anybody approach,
Yeah. Well, and like you said, would I have loved to have kept Mateos? Absolutely. I would have loved to have kept Mateos. But when I look at the numbers, the PFFs on the guys that played for who we brought in, they're very similar, upper 90s or lower 90s, sorry, like 92.5 or so. It's not like they were coaching bad offensive lines and we brought them in to work with our offensive line. It's just that we're not familiar. One of them is comes from a more analyst role. I think it's Myers. Comes from a more analyst role.
I think so. Yeah.
But that Ohio State offensive line's PFF grade was like a 92.7. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say there's not something promising about him, but he wasn't the offensive line coach. He was an analyst for the offensive line. So I think there's promise there. There's hope there, but it's not like placing bets right now for next season.
Did you see, and I've had Cousin Shane on the show. I've done an interview with Cousin Shane.
Yep.
That SEC podcast put out a 2026 too early prediction, and they gave Arkansas 3-9. And all due respect to those guys, like I enjoy their content. I used to watch them a lot more when I had more time. And I like it when they cover Arkansas and again, they do a good job. But why the hell are you putting out any kind of a too early prediction when we haven't even started the playoffs for 2025?
Fair.
Well, 26, as we get into 2026.
Well, there's a whole transfer class to go through as well.
Yes. Like this team, even though they're obviously retaining, and we're going to get to that in a minute, they're retaining some players, and several of them, they're going to hit the portal pretty damn hard. And again, we're having some pretty good, Courtney Mims is in Patreon chat, giving out a little bit of tea, talking about the financials. It sounds like they're going to at least have the money to offer these kids. Now keep that in mind. Offer. That's the key word. That doesn't necessarily mean because you got money. They also want to know, can you get me to the next level, right? How close are you to home? Like these things do matter to these players. But I saw that and I hope I looked at that wrong. I literally was walking in here before we went live and I saw that and I was like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's the point of that? I mean, I get sometimes we just do things for fun, but I don't know that those guys should have I could understand maybe after the transfer portal when that's closed and it's almost 2 weeks opening phase. But even then it's too damn early because you still got spring camp to get through. But back to the coaches. I'm having a pretty good back and forth with a buddy of mine on Marco Polo. He watches all the shows. He's a good friend of mine. And he's not wowed at all by any of this coaching staff. And he's admitted too, like, yeah, Hunter Yurchak, he's just burned by Hunter Yurchak, and that's fair. Like, it's really hard not to be burned, to look at this team and then realize, wait a minute, Hunter's still the AD. Damn it. However, like, and you're right, and he's right. We were promised. Well, I shouldn't say promised. We were told that this was going to be like a wow factor coaching staff. And yeah, 2 or 3 of these guys are really just up and comers. But to be fair, those hires are everywhere. Yeah. Everyone's got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 up and comers on their staff. And from what I understand, like, several of these guys were highly thought of and could have slipped away, and maybe they still will, right? I don't think any of these guys have officially signed on the dotted line, or maybe a couple of them have, and we're still waiting on a few more. Like I said, we still don't know who the defensive line coach is going to be, and I think they're going to hire an OLB coach. But, like, I agree that this is not a jaw-dropping coaching staff. Like, there's no one here where I'm like, oh my God. Outside of maybe David Johnson, who, again, like what this person said was, well, he's coming from a program that's a dumpster fire. Florida State, Mike Norvell damn near lost his job this year, and Florida State just apparently couldn't afford to fire him, or whatever the case. But I would argue, like, okay, well, maybe he's jumping ship because it's the Titanic and he knows he's got value, and why not go coach with a guy who you've coached with before, who you've been side by side with before under Norvell at Memphis. And yeah, David Johnson's a hell of a recruiter. Like, it is very well documented how well that guy can recruit that region. Yeah. So I think some of it is, yeah, some of these names aren't great. I look at the Darren Wilson hire as simply we really want to recruit Florida, right? I look at Ron Roberts as we think his style and his technique, he's obviously a guy that can build a blueprint to a defense. Oh, yeah, in Florida. David Johnson, great running back coach, has produced great players. Florida. I mean, you see what I'm saying? I've been saying this now for like 2 weeks.
Who are real strong in the Southeast, particularly Georgia, Florida, Alabama.
We've beat this over the head the last couple of weeks, but
yeah,
it just continues to grow. Like, it almost, when you look at this, you start to wonder, are they going to recruit anywhere on the west side of the Mississippi? Like,
well, you know what's funny? I sent you one of the people that they're looking at for defensive line coach.
Yeah.
And when you look at him, Marion Hobby, you know what he recruits? The South.
Yeah.
He recruits the South. I mean, they are there. It's funny that you mentioned that. Are we going to recruit west of the Mississippi? Maybe not, because everyone they've talked to recruits LSU or Louisiana to Florida, North Carolina, Georgia.
Here's here's what you sent me right here. This is from Matt Zenitz. Arkansas is targeting veteran defensive line. I don't know a ton about him. I know obviously he's coached in the NFL. I saw his name, I guess it was earlier today. Yeah. Oh, well, this broke the 13th. I've been a little busy since then. But Arkansas is targeting veteran defensive line coach Marion Hobby versus defensive line coach. Coached at Tennessee, so he does have that SEC experience. Before that was an NFL defensive line for 8 seasons with the Jags, the Dolphins, and the Bengals. Was previously co-DC at Clemson.
I mean, that's That's a heck of a resume.
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking to guys. And the point that was made in the article, and I sent that to you, I didn't send you the article, just the link. But the point that was made there is when you're trying to keep a Quincy Rhodes and an Otis and tell them that we'll get you where you want to go, and Rhodes already was a projected first-round pick, you pick a guy who has 8 years experience in the NFL.
Exactly.
And that goes a long way for Rhodes, and that goes a long way for any recruits you're going to try to pick up in the portal. So,
yeah, and it goes back to this again. The conversation I'm having with this other friend of mine, like we also, the staff isn't filled out. Like we still don't know what these. And if you get a guy like this and this doesn't impress you, like I think you're just burned out on football. I think you're just completely burned out, or you just are just not in love with the Silverfield hire, which again is fair. But yeah, this is pretty impressive, man. I did catch part of this. That's right. I do remember reading this part about the co-DC at Clemson and being like, thinking at the time, like, damn. no matter what you think of Clemson right now. I mean, obviously, when you're around a program that has had a pretty good taste of success in recent years, that's probably saying something. Although I don't actually know his tenure when he was actually at Clemson, but there's our boy Travis right there replying. So yeah, I that's a good one, and we'll see what they do with the rest of it. Hey, again, make sure you guys are sharing the content. If you got any questions or comments, fire away. We might drop the call link if anyone wants to call in. We did have one person call in last time we did this, Tim. So
yeah. Well, we know Brim's out there.
Well, he was. He may have hopped out. I don't know. Kick says he is a damn good defensive line hire. Yeah. Ty, if they're hiring an outside linebacker coach, does that mean they're running a 4-3 defense or 4-2-5?
Probably not a 4-2-5, you wouldn't think.
I don't. Yeah, I would imagine they'd probably run a 4-3. I don't know. I'm not really sure because I've kind of given up on trying to figure out what, especially after Silverfield made the comment about kind of working with the personnel that he has, and it makes me wonder like what they're going to do on defense. I would imagine they probably are going to run more of a 4-3, but a lot of college football, and we saw it when the NFL moved to a 3-2, whatever it was, a 3-2. Trying to do the math in my head. The Patriots used it was like a 3-2-6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 3-2-6. The Patriots would run that funky 3-2-6, the triangle that Flowers was a part of when they won that Super Bowl. And they'd been doing that for years. It doesn't seem like as many teams run a traditional 4-3 anymore. It's like it's something closer to a 4-2-5 or something closer to a nickel. I don't know. Who would you take, KJ Jackson or DJ Lagway? Well, we're not there yet. Hang on. I don't want to change the subject yet. So I don't know, but I think I haven't had it confirmed that they're going to hire an OLB coach. I just imagine they probably will. I mean, that's what Roberts had at Florida. Pooh Bear says he didn't coach at Tennessee this year. He was a defensive analyst. Who?
Marion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, told us to Google it. I think that's kind of his thing. Likes to tell people to Google stuff. Kyle called to tell me to go away. Not a good call. Laugh out loud, in my opinion. Yeah, that's fair. Wasn't very good. He's got to call and make up for it. He did post a super chat that I didn't actually read, but we already kind of answered it. What are your thoughts on potential defensive line hire? Yeah, I like that a lot, like I said. All right. This is, I don't know what to make of this. Silverfield to add Arkansans out of the portal. I've had a couple of names thrown at me. One of those being Jalen Dupree, who he's out of Benton, played at Colorado State, and was actually pretty damn productive. Had 102 carries in 25 for 508 yards. That's 5 yards a carry, a couple of touchdowns. No giant runs under his belt, as long as running from the line of scrimmage was 31 yards. But 6 foot, I think he's about 6 foot 210. And then there's another kid, Elijah Lag, tight end at UAB. Not going to lie to you, I was looking at his PFF. Oh man, it was really bad. I think he's more of like a blocking kind of, but he's undersized though. He's like 6'3", 245. I think he's a little undersized. Maybe it's like an H-back. I don't know, but those are a couple of names, and I only bring that up to say I know that they were excited about flipping in-state kids, and now you've got these. One of them, especially in Jalen Dupree, I kind of wonder if they don't just, I don't know, continue down that path, going after kids who maybe want to come home.
You want to start this. It doesn't need to be started, but Kane Archer signed with Utah. And then the Utah coach quit. So are they going to bring him back?
Did we get an update? Did we get an update on that? Did he say he wanted out of his signing with Utah? Because he can now. They can.
I'm asking. Yeah, he can.
The rule is if there's a change, you can opt out of your LOI or whatever they call it now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're actually pursuing him or not. I also noticed today, I don't pay for Best of Arkansas Sports.
Okay.
I don't know if you do.
I get some of their free articles.
There's a paywall article that mentions the number of Arkansas athletes participating in the playoff this year, and I can't get the paywall article, so I don't know, but apparently there are several Arkansas athletes in the playoff this year.
Really?
Enough for them to write an article about it.
You've got, of course, the Ole Miss. Or no. Hold on. Luke Haas is not Arkansas. Never mind. I was thinking Luke Haas, but he's Oklahoma. He's Bixby, right? Wasn't he Bixby, Oklahoma? Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Is OU in it?
OU is in it.
So you got
yeah. Centennia. Okay. Yeah. There's one. There's Centennia. It can't be more than like.
Again, I don't pay for it, so
yeah, I don't either.
I behind the paywall.
I like I said, every once in a while I get a free article or whatever I can read, and I'll just read those. Interesting. Well, I wonder what that number is. But Jalen Dupree out of Benton, who's at Arkansas State, or Colorado State, sorry, wouldn't mind him. I mean, if you're just talking about adding depth in your backfield, and apparently again, this guy, his PFF numbers are pretty solid. He's averaging, his freshman year, he averaged over 6 yards a carry. And then this last season, he had 102 carries for 508 yards. Like I said, 5 yards a carry. So he's a career 5+ yard per carry back with over 100 and right at 127 carries. So I don't know. I mean, maybe you could bring him in as a change of pace back or something. But I don't know that I want kids just because they're from Arkansas, though, right? And I kind of hope that that's not going to be an angle that he takes, well, we just want to bring some more in-state kids in, because he's definitely made that pretty he's been a little vocal about that in some of his interviews, like, just talking about, the in-state product here or the players. I'd be fine with not going after either one of these guys. It's nothing personal. Dupree could be pretty good. Did play at Benton after all, but Elijah Lag, nothing personal, man. I hope he does great. He played at UAB I think he was a true freshman. He had 20 catches, 164 yards. Not terrible. Okay. His PFF numbers were pretty bad, but PFF doesn't tell the whole story about the player. So who knows? Maybe Lag fits the system if they do go after him. Same with Dupree, but I kind of hope that isn't something they do where they, well, they are in state. We got quite the buzz when we flipped with the kids in the state this year out of the 2026 class.
Well,
so
here you go. Apparently they've taken it away or out from behind the paywall.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's hear it.
Centennia.
Okay. Yeah. Centennia.
You got also with OU, you got Omarion Robinson from Little Rock.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Marcus Wimberly from Bauxite.
Okay.
Indiana linebacker Caden Turner played high school ball with Centennia.
That's right. He was at Fayetteville. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I forgot about him.
Bryce Bohannon is from Conway.
Okay.
And then Ashton Bethel Roman from Texas A&M as a former Razorback signee from Missouri City, Texas.
I was going to say he's from Texas.
Yeah, that's the players that had Arkansas connections that are in the playoff.
I'll be damned. Okay. Yeah, that's about what I expected. 5 or 6. Okay. Yeah, don't put out a lot. Listen, you're a poor state. Even in NWA, I know people outside of NWA think, oh, they're all rich up there. No, my friend. Travel through South Fayetteville. You'll see a pretty rough area, although it's gotten a lot better since I used to ride my bike through there off Cato Springs. But it's a poor state and it's a small population in high school. Like, it's tough to have the money for all that when you're already struggling in your education. You're like bottom, I don't know what they are, bottom 5 in the country. So, they've got bigger fish to fry. They're not giving all their money to the football or basketball programs, but that's pretty cool though. And I love it that, some Fayetteville kids are doing good. That's good. Yeah. So got a couple in the NFL. Got Dre Greenlaw and I think BA. I think Brandon Allen's a backup somewhere, right? Is he still on a roster?
Isn't that Tennessee?
Is it? Is he with the? Did he go to Tennessee?
I'll check. I think he is.
Well, good for him. Long time backup in the NFL.
The guy they said had hands too small to play quarterback in the NFL, but he's managed a career for, what are we looking at, 10 years now?
Oh, it's longer than that, right?
6th round of the 2016 draft.
Okay, it was 16. Okay, yeah, that's right. Wow.
He is a quarterback for the Titans.
Wow. Good Lord.
So
making millions being a backup. Hey, we got some returning Hogs. We know Braylon Russell, Maddox Lassiter, Jaylen Brown. That's pretty big.
Brown. Yeah.
That's big. Kobe Branham is probably the most notable, in my opinion. Kobe Branham, big time. I mean, big time player. Good to get him back. Another starting offensive lineman, Caden Kittler. On defense, you're going to have Keandre Johnson, defensive tackle Kevin Otis. And then also on offense, Andy Jean, I think it was today, he declared that he was going to return for the 2026 class. Andy Jean was from Miami, Florida, I think, and was a 4-star out of high school. So one of those very talented at the high school level, former Florida folks, swamp folk. So yeah, I mean, you know, and obviously we're going to hear more. I don't know how many of them you're really that excited about, because it kind of feels like you've kind of got everyone back that you're to be excited about. Am I missing someone? Maybe Platt at tight end. He hasn't come out and said whether or not he's going to hit the portal. I think it'd be pretty important to get him back. Very well-rounded tight end, former 4-star out of high school also, who transferred over from A&M. So saw him at Walmart. Like the first week of school, I think I took the kids. I don't know what I was doing there, but I saw him. Yeah, my daughter Addie was with me, and I saw Platt walk by me. Tall kid, definitely tall. And I look over, and Addie makes a comment. She goes, "Dang, he's tall, Daddy." And I'm like, "What?" And I look over, there's Jaden Platt of all people. That's who she pointed out. And I was like, "Yeah, he's taller than you." I know. He plays football for Arkansas, ironically. So. Yeah, so hopefully they can get Platt back. There's a couple more offensive linemen I hope they can bring back that maybe weren't starters, but there were guys that are key depth players, you know, that can maybe continue to build their development here. All proceeds go to the winners of charity. Wait, what is this going on?
They're talking about a something between Fish and Kyle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're having a little back and forth there.
Mm-hmm.
XP prediction for Fish and Kyle. Yeah. So again, the post live chat, if I don't know, like we got like 2 people that do this anymore, I kind of stopped doing them because no one was really participating. But if you want what I say, was it 3,000 or 2,000? I think it was 2,000 XP in Discord. Just give me the score of the game for Arkansas versus Queens. By the way, there will not be a post game live for that. There will not be a post game for Queens. But I will be back for the post. Well, obviously we'll have Wednesday's show, assuming we don't have to move it to Thursday, and then Saturday we'll do the post game for Arkansas and Houston. So, all right, what else we got here, man? We so speaking of, this is our last topic right here, Arkansas versus Queens. You guys could call in. So what?
I just said Arkansas versus Queens.
So that's next up. Where'd it go? There we go. Arkansas versus Queens. If you guys want to call in, I mean, give a prediction. You can tell us what maybe you agree or disagree, whatever. The mic is yours. So just keep that in mind, you know, right there. Getting wide receiver talent, getting it back is good. Ty, yeah, I agree with that. Ty, do you think Archer didn't flip for Silverfield because Ryan Silverfield wouldn't guarantee him the starting spot? What I understand about that, actually, I know we've kind of moved on to the Queens game. So Ryan Silverfield did reach out, but like the head coach missed the phone call. Did you hear that?
I did not hear that.
Like I'm pretty sure Otis Kirk or someone had reported that Ryan Silverfield had actually reached out, but the head coach was like asleep or something. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, wait, what? He slept through a pretty important phone call. I don't know. It may not have even mattered. I don't think any coach has really highly recruited him. Again, Otis Kirk has talked about this on Twitter and on Facebook. I don't think Kane Archer, as far as like the Arkansas stat, and I could be wrong, maybe I'm misreading it, but it doesn't sound like he was a high priority.
Rumor has it. I've never watched him play. Rumor has it he's not great with the deep ball.
Short arm.
Yeah.
He's a short
I don't know
guy.
if that's true. Because again, I've never seen him play, but I was talking to someone about him the other day, and they were like, "He can't throw the deep ball." Watched him play all his whole high school career. This is a place where he struggles, and why he's not. That's why Arkansas is not interested.
This is dumb. I can't click. If I click off this, it just goes off the screen. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So there's a link if anybody wants to call in. I don't even know why we dropped the link. Oh, it's on a timer. I see what it's doing. I don't like that. No.
It's on a timer.
Timer off. I hate that feature. It's so stupid. Okay, there it is. Arkansas versus Queen. Okay. If you want to give a score on this one, Tim, I obviously I think we're both going to pick Arkansas to win this. I wouldn't expect any surprises. They have a little bit of size at guard, but I mean this could be one of those just really ugly games. Arkansas is favored at 97%, according to
I don't have a lot to go on except that when they win, they score. Like they have the ability to score, but it looks like they're maybe hot and cold. Because when they win, they put up 100 points. When they lose, they put up 60 to 70 points.
Yeah, they lost to Virginia 94-69. And then they back to back, they score 100 plus points on Gardner Webb and SC State. And then they lose to Wake Forest 111-73.
So they're capable. They're very capable of putting up big numbers, but I don't think they're going to hold up to our defense. I mean, ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Looking at their roster real quick, I know you said they have a little size, but
yeah, it's not.
I see.
I don't think they have
one guy who's 6'10", one guy who's 6'9".
Yeah, Gus Larson.
They're pretty short. They're pretty small. They're probably going to be about like playing UCA. I'm going to say same score, 94-56.
They got a couple 6'6". Actually, they got like a few 6'6" guards, but yeah, it's just nothing here. Like, haven't watched them play at all. Don't know anything about like what they do on the floor, but just looking at their highlights. Well, so I have watched some highlights. They're just not a real well-built team. They do Nasir Mann is like their do-all. He's one of their do-all. He's a senior guard, and he's one of those 6'5", 6'6" guys. 15 points, about 6 boards, 2.5 assists per game. Well, they turn it over a little bit, don't they? 12 turnovers a game. They're shooting 48%. So they're obviously. I wonder if they're getting a lot of points in the paint. I wonder if they're getting like
those little guys.
One
big guy.
Yeah, I know. But they're shooting 48%, and their outside shooting is just at 36.
We're a nightmare for them. We are a nightmare matchup for them.
Yeah, it should be a blowout. Like I said, this ought to be a absolute just crushing. I don't know. I'll give a score. I'll say, do you think going back to what I said earlier, what I asked, do you think they hit their average? Does Arkansas hit their 89 points?
They blow out their average.
You think so?
They're in the 90s. They probably cross 100.
Okay.
Everyone on the bench plays.
Yeah, I can see that. I think Arkansas falls short of 100 points, but I think it's close.
I said 94-56. I'm with you.
Oh, did you? Okay, I thought you said they went over 100.
I said they're in the 90s. They could go over 100.
I'll take a similar score. I think it'll be something like 92 to, I don't even know, 56, 60 if they're lucky. I don't know. Like, this should be a blowout.
I think the only reason we don't hit 100 is Cal puts the reserves in early.
Yeah, they end it early. It is 8 p.m. Of course it is, but again, I'm not doing a post game for it, so I'm not that concerned about it if I'm not doing a post game. 8 p.m. Again, that's going to be tomorrow night inside Bud Walton Arena. If you plan on going, I doubt it, but I'm curious what the crowd's going to look like, man. Like, what are we getting out of this? Is there going to be anyone at this game? I certainly hope so. Hope they can get some people there, get some students involved. Well, no, students are gone, aren't they? Never mind.
No, it's finals week, isn't it?
Is it finals? I thought last week was finals.
Well, maybe it was last week. I guess the students are gone. If you got tickets laying around, hit up the Tusk Talk Discord.
Yeah. Every time I'm in here, the name Archer, I think of that cartoon. Oh
yeah.
I remember that on
Yeah.
FX.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. 9550 says Steven.
Agree.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna be something like that. I agree with that. It'd be nice they got up over 100 points. I just wanted to get that average up, man. Get the average up. Get up to like score 120. Do it.
Yeah.
What everyone else is doing. Everyone else is padding their damn stats. It's our turn. Maybe
Yeah,
that's why we're not.
People are padding their stats like Vandy did. Good point there, Patrick. Go ahead and put that on the screen. You say only lost by 11. Exactly my point. Vandy's defense sucks. They're overrated. They're trash. They will finish 6th at best in the SEC because they can't play any defense.
Well, if they finish 6th, then they're not really trash, though, right? In the
Well,
SEC.
they've got a great offense. Their defense is trash. But
their defense isn't very good.
They're scoring like 90 points a game. So
yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't think their defense is any good. We barely beat Sanford and Winthrop. Yeah.
I know you can say that, but here's the thing. We did that early in the season, getting our chemistry built. That wouldn't happen again. Vandy just beat UCA like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Their chemistry is built. They just have no defense.
Yeah. They beat SMU 88-69. I don't know. I think every game's different, but I think they're going to – it'd be funny if Memphis beat them. Listen, I'd be all over. I kind of – like I'm not liking – it's great that Vanderbilt football is doing what it's doing. Like, that's great. It just is. It's cool that, like, we're able to see that. Who the hell would have thought Vandy would get as far as they have? Pavia is kind of ruining it for me. I'm kind of wanting them to lose everything now. Like, the more this kid talks and the more I see of him, I'm like, now I want Vandy to lose at everything. Like, I don't know. It's just something I'm flipping on them. Like, I don't want them to win. But at the same time, like, yeah, it's cool. And it's not like Vandy hasn't been good at basketball before. I mean, they have, but they've never really been like you never look at them as a team that should go on like an Elite 8 Final Four run. But and I don't think that's them this year either. I don't think they're that. I think they're better than where a lot of people had them. I definitely didn't think they'd be. I didn't think they'd be unbeaten. I did not think they'd go 10-0. I'll say that. I would have guessed St. Mary's or I don't know UCF, that game on the road. I thought they would probably lose that, but they haven't. They keep winning. But it'd be hilarious if they lost to Memphis. I'd be perfectly fine with that because I'm getting kind of tired of them. Have you seen this stuff that Pavia is doing?
I saw that he said F the voters after the Heisman went
just
to
classless shit, man. Like
it's like a thug. And the funny thing is he's gonna leave Vanderbilt, and that's gonna be the end for even Clark Lee. I don't think they'll be back to that. So he's good. He's really good. He's a winner. But
he is a winner, and he is pretty fun to watch.
But he has no personality. He's Johnny Manziel without the hype.
I'm telling you, he's making me hate Vanderbilt. Like top landing spots.
Yep. Yeah, that's about right. He'll be a car mechanic.
I'm here for it. I am also one of those.
The Diego show, like the Truman Show, but it'll be Fast and Furious.
Oh, man.
Fixing up cars and racing in the desert.
Kroger. Yeah, it's that I'm flipping on Vandy, man. I can't. They're becoming like they're just annoying. They're not supposed to be good at everything. It's like when Tennessee got good at baseball because of who their coach was, who's now coaching in the big leagues. I hated it. I was like, oh, cool. Tennessee's actually getting good at baseball. Okay, cool. This will be interesting. And then it ended up being like, oh no, they actually won a freaking College World Series. Like, obviously, I don't think Vandy's going to win a national title, but and then they just keep winning. And then they're good at basketball and they're good at football, good-ish, I should say. And then it's just like, now you want them to lose at everything. That, and I already think Tennessee's a natural rivalry for Arkansas anyways. We've got good history with them, but It's like, yeah, okay, it's cool. You've come around baseball. And then you're like, get the hell out of here. Please stop winning. So I'm getting that way with Vandy. I want them to be bad at everything now.
I just like when Vandy beats people they shouldn't. Like when Vandy beats Bama, that's nice.
Yeah.
When Vandy beats Tennessee, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what else they do with their season.
Yeah. That's fair. And there's a part of me that's, you know, again, it's exciting to see them do that, have that kind of success. But yeah, I don't know. You kind of ruin it for me when you act like that. But Vandy ain't going anywhere. I think you're probably right. I think that's probably going to be it for I don't know. Clark Lee is a hell of a coach. I will give him credit. It took him a couple of years to get it going at Vandy, but he figured it out. Got a couple transfers, Pavia being one of them. Pavia is a type of what?
Type of peach in Spanish. Soft.
Yeah.
I guess.
Patrick Smith says reality will return to Vandy football next year. I think so too. But I do think Lee is a really good coach. Kind of feels like now would be a good time for him to.
He's the 6-7 win coach at Vandy.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a big year this year, but he'll fall back to a 6-7 win coach at Vandy.
He did do this. This is correct. He did. They did get a. Wait, did he commit, Mike? I thought that kid commit to Vanderbilt. Not liking it, man. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking that they're doing this. It's not fair. Why can't this be Arkansas? But again, it tells you too, when you see Vanderbilt flip like this, and again, it wasn't all overnight, but when you see them flip, it does give you hope. Like, okay, if they can do it, damn it, we can too. And I thought that when we saw it at Ole Miss too, like, well, if Ole Miss can do it, so can Arkansas.
He sure did. Jared Curtis.
Yeah, that's it. Curtis, 5-star.
Vanderbilt. Yep.
Yeah, Pavia was a redshirt junior when he transferred to Vanderbilt. He already had time under his belt. That's a true freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
So it won't be the same. Again, the link is provided. We got time for like one call. I doubt anyone's going to call in. I don't even know why we share the link, but if anyone wants to call in last second, you can even give us a Baba Booey, Hit us with a Baba Booey or something. I don't know. Calls are fun. Tim, where are you watching the game at tomorrow? Home?
8 o'clock tomorrow night, I'll be home.
Yeah, that's late.
It's finals week for my daughter. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my kids are homesick. So that'll be fun to deal with this week. So, I'm not looking forward to it. Again, 8 p.m. tomorrow. So that sucks. But again, don't expect a post game. Not happening here. But we will be back probably Wednesday, maybe Thursday. So again, just make sure you have the notification bell clicked. With 12, with 12 likely more in future, there's no reason we can't be competing for the playoffs every few years. Yeah. And again, it just feels like, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but it just feels like Arkansas got the right guy in terms of what he needs to do off the field to get in a better place on the field. I don't know. Again, it could be Chad Morris 2.0, man. I hate to bring that up, just kind of that could happen. But and Chad Morris was kind of known as a salesman too, and he recruited really well. But I think the difference here is Silverfield has had success. He had nothing but success at Memphis. Yeah, he was trending down, but you know what? Chad Morris was trending up. Chad Morris actually went, 3, 5, and then 7 in terms of winning at SMU. What did that do here? So, he was really hired here because of who he was as a OC at Clemson. That's the whole reason why we hired him here. I mean, he was always kind of thought of as a coach in waiting when he was at Clemson.
Well, wasn't he, correct me if I'm wrong, but we wanted Malzahn, and Malzahn said no, but he recommended Chad Morris.
Well, you had him, and you had was it Clint Sterner that recommended Chad?
Maybe. Definitely.
Jerry Jones was going to back him up.
Yeah.
But the point being, that's kind of the pushback that I'm getting from people is like, we talked ourselves into anybody. Yeah, we talked ourselves into Chad Morris, and we're doing the same thing with Silverfield. But it's like, okay, but he had double the time at Memphis. He's known as a financial, like he can raise capital. And yeah, he's also here at the right time. He's here when there's a transfer portal, and he has worked the hell out of the portal at Memphis. And again, all the other stuff that Hunter's not doing as far as raising the damn money. So like, I just feel like this is the right hire for what Arkansas needs. And it's made me bump him all the way up. I think it's hard for me to keep him out of the B's as a hire. The more you kind of peel apart that onion, and maybe it is me just talking myself into him. I don't know. But I think the reality is it just feels like he's the right guy. Like in terms of what you need. But that doesn't mean I think he's going to win 9 games next year. I'm not saying that. It's a brutal schedule. Maybe SEC Mike's right and they go 3-9. Who knows?
Does anybody want to go back a couple weeks where I told Ty that it was a B- hire?
Did you say that?
Go back a couple weeks.
I don't remember if it was you. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with Travis.
I did, in fact, say it was a B- hire. I wouldn't be bringing it up otherwise.
All right. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show. I appreciate everyone for coming through. We will, we'll be back on Wednesday or Thursday. You guys enjoy the game tomorrow night. I appreciate Tim, of course, being alongside me tonight. It's always a lot of fun. Yeah, Silverfield is young and hungry. I agree with that. He is young and hungry. He's right at my age. He's like 44, 45. I do like that about him. But yeah, man. So tomorrow night, Arkansas, Queens. What channel is that on for the
SEC Network? I think
it is SEC. Oh God, it's SEC.
One of them.
Yay.
Yeah.
So we'll be back one way or another sometime this week. Just make sure you have the notification bell clicked, and we will see you then. You guys have a good night. See ya.